Alright, so I am creating a video here on how to add questions into your Edpuzzle video because the one I found didn't, the system has been updated and so it wasn't quite correct. So basically what you would do is find your video, you'd watch it, and then at the point you wanted to add a question, then what you would need to do is click right up here on where it says quizzes, and it adds the box down here. So I want to add a question at 30 seconds. If I had gone over it, then I can just drag this to wherever I want to, and then when I want the question, I'm actually going to go right there. I just click on here and it gives me three different options. I have open-ended, I have multiple choice, or I can make it true false, or I have just a comment, so if I just wanted to give the student some information. One thing to point out with the multiple choice is as you're going through, whichever one happens to be the correct answer, you want to make sure and mark it so, otherwise the grading feature will be incorrect. You can also add extra answers here as well. So on this example, I'm going to do an open-ended question. So what is a ray? I would be able to, if I wanted to, I could do superscript, subscript, I've got my bold italics. I can add a link, so if I needed to link to something, or I can add an image. So if I wanted to have an image of a ray, I could add that in here. I don't necessarily need to in this one, but I could do that as well. One of the tips that was given is that it shouldn't be any bigger than 300 pixels. So that's something to keep in mind. If I want to add another question, I just click right here and I can add in another question. I'm going to delete this and let's pretend I'm going to kind of go on here and maybe I want another question here. Or I realized, later on when I review this, I wanted to add two questions here. Oops, let me pause this, come back, and I want to click on this one. I can come back here and click on Edit, and I can add another question at that point. So when you're finished, just click on Finish, and you can assign it to a specific class. If you're not ready, then you can just click on later and it will just be added to your content. One of the key things I always like to do is make sure that I click on the prevent skipping, so that way students can't skip the question. So I'm going to click later and we'll be finished.